popularly known as the Afrobeats Connoisseur. And on today's episode, I'm going to be chopping it up with a multifaceted artist. He's a singer, songwriter, producer, and all-round Afrobeats aficionado. Please give it up for the multi-talented Agatchu. I'm going to be chopping it
Thank
up
you,
with him.
friend.
I'm going to get the inside scoop on how he got started, his career highlights, some of the challenges he faced, and his future plans. However, before we get into all of that, take a moment to like and subscribe as it helps us get our numbers up and gives us the opportunity to do this bigger and better. You can also follow us on Instagram at Afrobeats All Access Podcast. So, joining me all the way from Paris, France, is a very special talent, and I'm incredibly excited to have him on the show. Just to give you a bit of background, Agatchu's real name is Chris US. He was born on Christmas Day in 1997 in Luanda, Angola. Being a talented singer and songwriter, he's a prolific producer who's left an indelible mark on the global music scene, contributing to the success of Afro hits transcending linguistic and continental barriers, from Lingala to Yoruba, and collaborations with mainstream luminaries such as Daju, Levis, and MHD. He's a very
Yeah.
prominent member of the Afrobeat industry, and he's earned gold platinum certification. One more interesting fact about Agatchu is he's also multilingual. He can speak four languages: French, English,
Kick
Spanish, and
it.
Portuguese. Welcome, my
Let's
brother.
go.
Thank you for joining.
Let's where the money did we did, so we speak
Yes,
everything, man.
yes, bro. You know what? This has been a long time coming. I think I've been trying to get you on for a number of weeks now. You know, you got busy, and
Yeah.
I just wanted to give a full, like, bit of background as to how I came across, you know, your music, uh, and you know how this came about. So this happened a couple of, I think it was like 2, 3 months ago. I was
Okay.
scrolling on Instagram and I saw your video with Levis, the one for me video, and I was completely.
Amazing.
It was an amazing video. I loved the swag, the vibe,
Yeah.
the production, the singing was great. I was like, oh, who are these guys? You know? So
Oh.
I went and did my research and I thought to myself, look, I'm the Afrobeats connoisseur. Why don't I know about Agatchu, you know? And
Dope.
realized that, you know, this guy is fire, like, you know. So that's basically how I came across your music. And it forced me to go back and start listening to, you know, some of your back catalog,
Yeah.
just getting
Yeah.
more
Yeah.
your music. So
Yeah.
just some of our listeners and viewers who may not know about Agatchu, can you just
Yeah.
give us a background about who
Brilliant
you
coffee
are
though.
and how you first got into music?
Yeah. So how I first got into my music, right? Because I'm hearing it with a couple with a delay, I think. So it's kind
Okay,
of repeating. Yeah.
sure.
So yeah, if I got the question right, so it's how I started my music.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically, yeah, growing up, I was uh always into music. I would try to imitate vocals a lot, listening to growing up listening to Bob Marley and like you do with like yeah, a lot of reggae songs. My father would play like from reggae to Congolese rumba to high life. Yeah, because
Wow.
my pops is part Nigerian as well.
Okay, that makes sense.
So when my grandfather moved to the south, that was my grandfather moved to the south. Yeah, he went to Congo and then Angola. That's where my family established. So yeah, I kind of had a multicultural backgrounds growing up, having the Congolese side, Angolan side, Nigerian side. It was yeah, it was a cocktail mixed together, but yeah, I use it on my advantage today because on the music side, I just had it at home listening to songs from all over Africa.
Is that, you know what, I'm gonna get into music. You know, what was the key point for you that made you realize, okay, I'm gonna take music as a career?
Yeah, there was there was a time when I think my body and spirit would battle between the footballer dream I had and
Yeah,
music, because music was I started doing music so naturally,
yeah,
and I was so passionate about music. I would skip classes, and even during my exam, yeah, like the days I would have like exams, I would be producing just hours like prior to that, before
yeah,
that, and I kind of realized that okay, I was doing sports. I was very good in sports as well, but
yeah.
I just at one point I just realized okay, I didn't have the fully support that my other teammates had from their parents
Got you.
doing sports. I would see my teammates, their parents, their father would come during the match days, and
Mhm.
I would be there just by myself, no friends, nobody. I was just me by my own, passionate, wanting to play with Ronaldinho, wanting to play with Ronaldo one day. So
Yeah,
yeah, I kind of realized that it takes. I kind of realized that it takes a combination of a lot of a lot of things
yeah,
to realize your dream, and the support that you can get from your environment, your friends, or just even one person can change your whole motivation, can change your whole dream. And this is
yeah,
that one point I was like, okay, I'm playing football, but I have no network, I have nothing, I don't know I don't know people like that. And
yeah.
some people I was playing with, they were getting so big and getting signed
Mhm.
yeah, getting signed professionally, and I
Yeah,
was still there. And I would look at myself, my level wasn't bad. I would be like, okay, I
I
kind
can
of
do
play,
this.
but this, yeah, I can outdo this person. Like, why am I not
Mhm.
getting the opportunity? And
What position
it's
did
just
you
like
play,
that.
by the way?
Yeah, I would play left back.
Okay, okay, nice.
Yeah, I'll play it back, and sometimes I'll play winger, and yeah, it requires a networking, and you have to be passionate, you have to be hungry for that. I was so hungry, and when I turned 18, 19, I was like, okay, this is the age where I should play
Yeah,
professional. If a professional, if I turn 22 and I'm not professional, that's kind of like too late.
yeah.
And
So that was the turning
yeah,
point where you decided I'm
that
gonna
was a
start
turning
doing
point for me.
music.
But at the same time, I was already making music. I was cashing in. I was selling songs. I was co-writing for artists, and I'm like, come
Okay,
on,
that's really interesting. So you've always, because I read something that I think you started out as young as when you were 13. Did I get
yeah,
that right?
yeah,
So,
yeah. I started when I was 13. Yeah.
so just help me out here. Were there any kind of like musical people in your family? Like, was your mom a singer? Your dad play instruments? Like, how did that sort of
Amazingly,
musical like mind?
amazingly, amazingly, no. I've searched in my family to know if there's a musician, or if we have maybe somebody that was super talented or had this
Yeah.
musical thing. But yeah, until now, I haven't found nobody. So yeah,
Wow.
I'm not the first. I'm not the first, but I was just passionate. I fell in love. I fell in love with the
And
music.
you just kind of kept doing it like
I
consistently.
kept doing it. I kept doing it consistently every single day. Every single day. I stopped playing. I stopped playing PlayStation video games
Mhm.
because of music. Until today,
Wow.
I can. The time I feel like I would spend trying to master FIFA and knowing all the hacks.
Mhm.
That's the time I spent doing music,
Just
like
honing your craft.
producing, producing. Yeah,
That's
I was
amazing.
just working. I worked. I, I I worked so much like by myself at the point where the high school that I was in when I arrived in France,
Yeah.
they managed to finance a studio, a professional studio
Ah,
inside the high school for me
wow.
and the other student for me and other musicians, because I formed a band
Yes.
with a lot with a couple of colleagues of mine that some
Hmm.
of them used to play guitar, instrumentalists, guitar,
Yeah.
piano, and violin. I kind of picked the best profile so that they can help me out in my production when I needed some
Yeah.
arrangements, I'll just record them on my phone or at my place because I wasn't very far from school. And
Hmm.
yeah, the principal kind of realized that, and he was like,
Yes.
"Yeah, since you guys are really doing this activity, why not push this more further to initiate others in
Yeah.
doing this because yeah, it's kind of educational. Like doing music,
Wow.
it's yeah, it's a good thing." So he found they managed to get finance for
Yeah.
a studio at school,
That
and from
makes so
that
much
day, I just
sense.
yeah, and from that day, I won't lie to you, school was my school was
Yeah.
the best place
School
to
was
go. So
music.
yeah,
Music was school.
school was music for me. Yeah.
That's fantastic. Okay. The next question I'm going to ask kind of like, relates to everything you've been saying so far. I was going to
Yeah.
say, can you kind of walk us through your songwriting and production process? Do you have any specific rituals or like routines that you do when you're coming up with these bangers, with these vibes?
Um, there's no rule to this. Like I always tell my friends and yeah, my people, the people I work with, there's no rules to this.
Hmm.
Depending on the day, depending on how I feel, it's just being inspired,
Yeah.
maintaining myself in an environment where I can just capture and absorb
Hmm.
the vibe each and every day and use that
Hmm.
emotionally
Yeah.
to produce or to create songs. Sometimes I can spend a month without even producing. I'll just go to the studio and listen and do some
Yeah.
arrangements. And there'll be periods where I'll be just producing because I feel like, okay, this is time. I'm just inspired. I need to create new sounds, search for new sounds,
Hmm.
discover new instruments, and yeah, invite some musicians and play some new rhythms. Just
Yeah.
create sound. And
Sounds.
I just follow my heart.
Your
I
heart.
just follow
Okay.
my heart. I feel like there's no root to it. If I have to go to the studio and create a song,
Hmm.
since I'm always listening to a lot of genres like each and every day, I'll just get there and be like, okay, I need something groovy. Let's do
Yeah.
something groovy. Let me start. Let me start with the melody. And sometimes I'll just have a vocal note that with some melodies I'll record on. I'll be like, okay, let's try to do something like this and yeah,
Yeah.
progress and progress with that.
That's
Yeah.
amazing. So, how would you describe your sound? Because obviously, I'm the Afrobeats connoisseur, and this is the
Yeah.
Afrobeats All Access Podcast. So,
Yeah.
again, I don't quite want to box you into, Afrobeats per se, because listening to your sound, it sounds like, from listening to your music, you borrow, there's influences.
A
I
lot
can
of
hear
rhythms, yeah.
influences
Yeah,
from
yeah.
so many different genres. So I'm just wondering, like, from your perspective, how would you describe your sound?
It'll be simple if I said Afro fusion, but
Yeah.
yeah, I would say I mix. Yeah, I would
Hmm.
say I mix. I mix African genres, and
Yeah.
describing my sound today, I describe my sound as spiritual,
Nice.
spiritual. Like what I mean is, I always try to get people vibing and pumping to the song
Hmm.
without even thinking of understanding what I'm trying to say. It's just the vibe I want to give you. You need to
Hmm.
feel that at first. If it's a dancey vibe, you groovy, you dance to it. If
Gotcha.
I want you to feel emotional, I want you to feel that same thing I was feeling when I
Yeah.
was recording. So yeah, music for me is spiritual. You know, like it's the
Gotcha.
only element. It's the only element that can really move and make one person feel a type of way. You
Yeah.
know, there's no any other weapon that can can go through somebody's soul and make him cry. Like people will cry to
Yeah.
songs not even understanding what the Chinese or the indie man is
Hmm.
saying.
Lovely.
The
That's
person, the person, yeah, the person might be singing something to his friend, telling him, "You know what, you're my best friend," but I'll be there
yeah.
crying like, "Yo, these chords are very emotional." Like, yeah, because yeah, that's the emotion they put into it. So music is spiritual. So
Yeah.
yeah, I like keeping it that way to keep the spiritual part of of the music. And
Understood.
since I have this background where I'll serve from one language to another, I kind of
Yes.
want people to just feel the vibe and then sit down and be like, "Yo, what? I don't care what he's saying.
Yeah,
You know,
it's just the music.
yeah,
Lovely. That's a
just
great
the
answer.
music. Yeah,
Great answer. So you've worked with some of the biggest artists in the world. I mean, we're talking about Levis, Daju,
yeah,
MHD, and even Tenny as well. Can you share with
yeah.
us, like, how those collaborations came about, and how you choose, who you want to work with, and so on. How do you, how do you, what's your thinking when it comes to sort of collaborating with other artists?
For me, yeah, I consider every studio session as an opportunity for me to learn and just step up as an artist. Can be like from the production side, songwriting side. Yeah, so I'll go to any session anybody invite me just to catch the vibe. So
Mhm.
most of the time, I found myself in the right place at the right time because
Gotcha.
I was doing the correct thing. I was working hard, so I had a specific sound that people might love.
Mhm.
So yeah, I end up being at studio station where I was just bumping boom. I met Tenny and somebody like for an example, I met Levy's couple. Yes, it's been a while now. We were rocking since I think it's been 8 years now. We've known each other.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah, I saw him. It was a music video shoot for another artist that I wrote for, and he
Gotcha.
came through. So yeah, he came through. He was we were still young back in the day, so I heard his songs. I was like, yo, you got an amazing voice, and the rumba influence that you're doing
Mhm.
to the Afrobeat. This
Yeah.
is very unique. We need to push that. He was like,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, cool. We exchanged contact, but then I think I sent him a song, a demo song after a year. I had
Mhm.
this one song that he featured me on back in the days. I
Yeah.
sent him and I was like, bro, I have this one song I wrote. I think you would love it. I sent him. He was like, bro, what what do you want me what do you want me to do with this? I was like, yeah,
Mhm.
I want you to use it. They're like, man, the way you singing, I just feel like it's so appropriate to
Mhm.
you, it's unique. So I don't know how you want me to sing to this, but let me try something. So he kept the song like for 3 4 months. I was like, okay, maybe, yeah, it's not the vibe he
Mhm.
was looking for.
Yeah.
But then he sent me the demo song that he recorded on like the demo version. I listened to it. I was like, yo, this is fire. And
Yeah.
yeah, and then from there we just kept on moving. I produced most of his successful songs, thank God.
Mhm.
And yeah, we kept a solid relationship until today. And ever since, he took me to he took me on him like on tour,
Mhm.
and all the big sessions he did with big artists. He would invite me to co-write or do something, and
Nice.
yes, kind of like
Yeah.
gaining the trust with the artist and building up from there because I always say like there's a part what people don't understand. You can be
Mhm.
super talented, but if you don't have that artistic relationship or the human
That's
relationship,
right.
your talent
Mhm.
doesn't have no value. You can be Michael Jackson hard, Michael Jackson
Mhm.
better,
Yeah.
but if you're not human enough to get down and be
Form those
humble and wait for your
relationships.
turn and wait for your
Mhm.
turn, yeah, and build up a good relationship with people without interest, you're not
Mhm.
going anywhere. Yeah, so
Wow.
this is something that I just did naturally with all of my friends, all of my surroundings. Like most of the people I worked with, it's really built up a relationship where I know that okay, at any time I can just hit Tenny and say, "Yo, Mo, how you did now? Listen to this," and she'll be
Yeah.
like, "Yo, this is fire. Send me the stems, boom, straight up." And
Nice. I love that.
yeah,
I love that.
so
That's incredible.
most of
So,
the artists most of the artists that's how I proceeded. I just waited for the right moment to link up with them and let them hear what I do, and if they love it, we go to the session, and until now it's like solid.
and the smash hits just comes out from those interactions.
Oh yeah,
Fantastic.
no,
So,
yeah. We cannot fail. We cannot fail on that side.
no, that's brilliant. So, are there any like particular themes or messages that you aim to convey through your music? Some people, they always have like I don't know, maybe a political message, or some people's love. And then you mentioned spirituality. Are there any specific themes or
Yeah.
messages that you want to share through your music?
Yeah, I always try to convey themes like freedom, and
Hmm.
a part of it, a part of the music. I would try to develop themes like talk about religion, because I feel
Hmm.
like freedom and religion, that's the two key points for the liberation of the African mentality,
Hmm.
African people, because
Hmm.
we were colonized for a very long time, and after all of these countries being democratic and whatsoever republic, we thought that we were free.
Hmm.
But all of those time that our forefathers were slaves, and everything that they learned, everything that they were forced to do,
Hmm.
all of this just all of those happening, all of those things that happened, it affected our mentality. Our parents
Yeah.
started naming us, like for me, Chris.
Hmm.
People with, I have friends in Angola, they will have fully Portuguese names. I have friends in Congo, they will have fully French names. And
Yeah.
I have been, only like most of it's only like most of my Nigerian friends, they will have like fully Nigerian names.
Names. Yeah.
And that's where I kind of got this enlightening, where I would say we're not yet free, and
Hmm.
through our music, we need to we can talk of love, we can talk of pray, we can praise women, we can even praise God, but
Hmm.
we need to spread the message that to those who are coming, or those who are still with us, to let them know that we need to free our minds. We need to get back to our own path. We need to get back to our own beliefs
That's very
before
powerful.
before even taking a bigger step, and proclaiming ourselves to the world that, okay, we Africans, with this, with this, with this, with this. It's
Nice.
freedom
Nice.
first. Yeah.
That's very powerful. That's very powerful. Now, in terms of your future plans, what can fans expect from you in the upcoming year? Are there any exciting projects in the works? Anything that you can share with us, like an exclusive? Anything that you're
Yeah.
working on at the moment?
Yeah. Yeah, it's been a year now. We've been rocking, like exploring sounds, and my first project was kind of a mix of everything I love to do, and I really appreciated the fact that my label, my team, project managers, they gave me this freedom. Like I said, the freedom to just create and express myself differently, different themes, different vibes.
Hmm.
I mixed kizomba with Afrobeat elements, rumba, kwasa, sukus, and
Yeah.
house music. And
Hmm.
at one point I felt like, okay, now I will aim and just focus on one sound each and every project, to make
Yeah.
my people, to make my followers and people that are discovering me understand where we're heading to. It's a
Gotcha.
spiritual journey. It's a spiritual journey. It's a healing journey. It's a loving journey. We will praise women. We will praise God. We will make them discover Africa in a different way, with visuals, with amazing images. This is what I plan to do. Like, I'm really excited.
Nice. Nice. I'm loving that. Now, if you could collaborate with any artist, living or dead, who would it be and why?
Uh, living. There's so many artists. There's so many artists living. Like, like you asking me that question right now, the first
Yeah.
name that came into my mind was David. David. Yeah,
Oh,
I would say,
Davido.
like, right now,
Okay.
the first name that came into my, yeah, David.
Shout out to
I was
Davido.
saying this late. Mad love to David. I was saying this lady, like, sing his hustle. I've been following him, like,
Mhm.
for the past decade. Uh, there was one point where I felt like having talent, having this light from
Mhm.
God to spread the music and just make people happy.
Yeah.
It's a special gift. But some people have this gift, and they can
Mhm.
share this gift to other people.
That's
But
correct.
some people they have the gift for themselves, and at one point I feel like Davido has the light and enough to share to the people.
Yeah.
There's a lot of artists that blew
Hmm.
because Davido gave them that opportunity, gave them that cosign, and there
Yeah.
was this point where he was touring. There was this point where he was touring all over Africa.
Hmm.
Every country that he would step into, he would collab with a big artist or maybe just a random artist from there that he would love. He would come like, "Yo, who's popping here? This person,
Yeah.
okay, let me feature them." No
Yeah.
feature fees, nothing. Music video shot, boom, promotion, everything. You do everything.
Yeah. Yeah. That's Davido. Shout out to
And
Davido.
he was the first. He was the first artist though. He was the first artist doing it. Like he's
Yeah.
the for me like in the Afrobeat music movement. He's the only artist that will feature. Yeah, will do a original feature, no remix, no remix,
Hmm.
original feature with an
Yeah.
artist, and the song will be big. You know?
Yes. Yes.
And
No,
yeah,
shout out to
thank you Davido for
Davido.
that. And yeah,
Yeah, that's really, really,
yeah,
really, really powerful.
that Davido will be mad, and local accounts as well. I've looked up to him for a long, 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 long time. I love his music.
Sorry, who's the second person?
Local Akanza.
Look, Wakanza.
Look, local Akanza. Yeah, yeah, I looked up to him for. Yeah, I looked up him like for too long. I even just sent him my demo songs on WhatsApp sometimes. It would be like, yo, you're doing good. I love this. I love this. I love this. I'll be like, yo, come on, man. Just
Let's do a song.
one people. Yeah, on my last project, I sent him this song I did for my mom,
Mhm.
and I inspired myself on his song Ndoto. Yeah, and I sent
Okay.
him. I was like, Uncle Logo, listen to this. He heard it. He was like, yo, this is sweet, amazing.
Nice.
He was like, yo, when are you releasing this? So I was like, yeah, I'll release this on my project, and I inspired myself on your song Doto. And like, okay, 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 this is beautiful, man. Just keep it up, continue. I'm like, yeah, we should lock in very soon. He was like,
Mhm.
yeah, whenever I'm in Paris, I'll hit you up. So I'm waiting. I'm waiting. Yeah, anytime, maybe this year, or next year, or
Yeah.
maybe in 2 years or three, it
Well,
will happen.
hopefully he sees this, and
That's my dream feature.
yeah, hopefully Davido sees this as well, and they decide to hit you up and lock in the studio. No, that's very interesting. Okay, next question. What's one thing that might surprise your fans about you that probably a lot of people don't know this about you, kind of thing?
One thing to surprise my fans is um, I'm very low key. Yeah, sometimes in the visuals I look too crazy. I
Yeah,
like freeing myself and expressing my music the way I feel it. Sometimes I do too
gotcha.
much, but um, I'm a very inner person. Like
In real life, you're quite
I would
calm.
lock myself. In real life, yeah. In real life, I would lock. I can just lock myself in the studio from Monday to Sunday, every day, just working, go out because I have to see the lights.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
yeah.
This is
That's
just me. Yeah, but
yeah. No, I understand.
at the same time, I'm a very open person, and I like helping people a lot. Sometimes I'll just try to give people shots even
Yeah.
before myself. And this is how I feel it. If I like helping people. I feel like this is just a principle of life. When you have the chance, you meet someone, you can help him with something, or you can give him a hand. Yeah,
Mhm.
why not? So yeah, I kind of live with this principle every day, and I try to share all of around me. Like right now, I have a bunch of friends that just came and pop out to the studio to listen to my music, and then yeah, we would just share.
Nice, nice. So, next question. That's very powerful, and thank you so much for sharing that. If you could travel anywhere in the world, where would you go? If there was a place like for inspiration to inspire your music, where would you go? If you could travel anywhere in the world.
Uh, right now, there's several places, and I cannot just name one. There's
Okay,
several places. But my go-to place, I don't lie to you, my go-to place, it's always African. It's always African.
nice.
Yeah, it's always African. No Dubai, no Singapore. I love those places as well, but Africa
Yeah.
is the future, man. Africa is the matrix. Africa is heaven. Yeah,
Yeah.
this
So
is
maybe
how I see it.
Nigeria, perhaps.
Of course, 100 times, 100 times, 100 times.
No, because I was going to ask
Yeah,
you about your. Sorry to cut you off. I was going to ask you about your latest single, Maradona. Right? It's got.
yeah,
I heard you speaking like Yoruba, some broken English on there,
yeah,
and I remember I was
yeah.
very impressed by that. So because I know that obviously I thought that you're more like French speaking. And I knew that you speak a lot of languages, but your command of
Yeah.
Yoruba, the Pidgin English, I thought was really strong. So how did you manage to do that on the track? I was so impressed by that.
Um, yeah, I've always expressed myself, especially in music, using broken language, whether it's English, even when I'll try to sing in some other African language, or it
Hmm.
can be French or Portuguese or whatsoever. I feel
Yeah.
like breaking these languages, that's what we call Creole,
Yeah.
and that's ours. That's
Hmm.
our identity.
Yeah.
And if I want to communicate with my people, to have more emphasis and for my people to connect well, I should tell them in the way that they would understand. It's like, for an example, me telling a Yoruba woman that I love her in
Hmm.
English, like I love you. It
Hmm.
sounds sweet, but if I tell her in her native language, it sounds
Yeah.
even better. The
Nice.
same way for the same way for a Congolese woman. If I'm making a song and I'm thinking of a Congolese woman in particular, I
Hmm.
would tell her in Lingala or some other language that okay, you're the one I need,
Yeah.
so she feels more concerned and connected. This is how I feel it. Music is just connection and expressing yourself in a way that people will connect to you as well.
That's
And
so powerful.
having Yoruba and speaking Yoruba in this particular song, Maradona,
Hmm.
for me, it's also a way to show people my Nigerian heritage
Yeah.
and to show them, okay, I'm also down. I'm
Hmm.
also down to the streets. I'm also down to the streets. I'm there. And
Nice.
yeah, this is the image I wanted to show.
Nice. Okay. No, thank you so much for sharing that. That was a really good answer. Before I let you go, I'm going to ask you some rapid fire questions. Just say the first thing
Yeah.
that comes to your mind. Okay.
Okay. Okay. I like
First
that. I like
question.
that.
Who are your top five Afrobeats artists in no
I
particular
told
order?
you. I told in particular order. Davido.
Okay.
Yeah.
Davido number
Next.
one.
Davido's one. Number two. Ulua Burner.
Hey, Burna Boy.
I'll have trouble. I'll have trouble, man. Please cut off. Cut off
No,
this.
no particular order. No particular order. Is we're not ranking. It's
Uh,
just five. Your top five.
oh, it's not. It's yo. Even if we rank, Davido
Is
is
Davido
first. I told you.
double O one?
Davido
Okay.
is
So
first. Come on.
Davido,
This was
Burna Boy.
yeah. Number two.
Okay.
Uh, after that, they rank themselves. I don't care.
Okay.
Yeah. I, Burner, I love Burner's music. I love everything he's
Okay.
doing. It's very inspiring. Breaking all these boundaries. Wizkid, he's a king as
Whiskey.
well. Yeah,
Okay.
he's a king as well. Like, yeah, everything he did before until now is just opening path for us, the
Mhm.
coming artists.
Okay.
And yeah, I should shout out also female artists like the Afrobeats, like Tam. She's doing very good.
Thames.
Tam,
Okay.
yeah, I love
So Davido, Burna, Whiskey, Thames, and you got one more.
one more. I should I should put I should drop an upcoming artist for one. Oh, that's a got you, man.
I got
That's a
you. I
got
love that.
you. Yeah.
I love that.
So,
Okay, cool.
so that's
All
my
right, next
song.
question. Next question. Next question. I love that. I love that top five. What's your favorite song or EP that you're vibing to at the moment? Favorite track or favorite
uh,
album, EP? It could be anything that you're vibing to.
right now, right now, I'm listening to this artist. He's doing great. Like, he's doing Like all of it, the three songs I heard in Spotify, I love it. I've been sending him a message on Instagram telling him, bro, you fire. I don't know what you're doing in your life. I don't know what you're going through, but you fire. There's the guy who did Uncle Pele Pele Pele.
Ah, right. Got you.
Funny.
Is it Destiny? Is it
Pele
Destiny?
Pele. Bro.
Yeah,
I think that's it. Destiny. It has a DX or something. Destiny. Yeah, Destiny, something like that.
Destiny. Yeah,
Bro, he's fire. He's fire. He's
yeah.
fire.
All right,
It's like
all
every
right.
day. Yeah, every day I listen to his songs right now. And
Got you.
here's a mini EP. I think it's a maxi single.
Yes.
Yeah, people need to
People
listen to
need
that.
to jump on that.
I wouldn't be surprised if he's the next.
Yeah. Shout out to Destiny.
I
By the
wouldn't be
way.
surprised if he's the next big thing that's gonna happen. Pop up for Afrobeats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Love
shout
his
out.
music though.
That's
And
major.
yeah, and I also listen to Magic's album. Magic's album is
Okay.
fire. Magic's.
Yeah. Yeah. Magic is
Yeah,
fire. I had him
I
on a
listen
couple
to
of
all
weeks
of his
ago.
songs. Amazing. He's an amazing artist, songwriter. His vocals, he's very expressive. He has emotions when needed.
Yeah.
That's very dope, and I relate to that as well. I love him. I love his
Gotcha.
music. And
No, shout out to Magic.
yeah, the other album I've listened to also, yeah, shout out to Magic. And Ruger's album also was dope, man.
Nice.
There's so many albums I'm listening to, bro. Like, I can keep going. You know me,
I know.
bro. I
That's
listen
how
to
I
music.
feel.
I consume music like water, bro. I consume music like water, man. Like, Joe Boy's album is fire.
Yes.
Joe Boy's album is fire. They're like from song 0 to song 100, fire,
Yes.
no skip,
Yeah.
no skip. Shout out to Joe
100%.
Boy for this
Yeah.
amazing album. Yeah, and,
Wow.
yeah. There's a lot, man. There's a lot of there's a lot of brothers
Artists
out
that
there
you
doing
vibe with.
amazing. So yeah, I
Okay.
just have to shout out to even those that I didn't mention, and all of them are doing an amazing work, keeping it
Nah,
authentic, and yeah, we just push it.
that's a good answer. That's a good answer. Okay. So next question: what's your favorite meal? What do you like to eat? What's your
No,
favorite?
I don't have a favorite meal, man.
Okay, you want to go?
I don't have a favorite meal. Depends
Anything
on the
goes.
mood. I'm kind of like anything goes, depending
Depending when the
on
hunger
who's cooking
hits.
it. If it's
Yeah.
coming from home, if it's a
Mhm.
restaurant, yeah, it depends on the mood. I'm a very open person, and like I told you, having this multicultural background, I kind of
Yeah.
got into a lot of ethnies and
Yeah.
traditions. So
Mhm.
yeah, I have a lot of favorite meal depending on where I'm
Yes.
going to go. If you invite me into your place,
Mhm.
you ask me that, I'll tell you something different. If a Congolese person invites me,
Yeah.
I'll tell him something different as well.
Nice.
So yeah, because you can relate. You
Yeah.
can relate to that.
Absolutely. Okay. Now I remember you
Yeah,
spoke
but
about
African food.
African food. Okay, that's great. Now I said I remember
African food.
you mentioned
Yeah.
football. So I was going to ask you what
Yeah.
football team you support because you mentioned you played football when you were younger and almost went professional. But what football team do you support today?
Today I support Paris Saint-Germain. I'm based
Ah,
in Paris.
PSG.
I'm
I
based,
love
in
that.
Paris and
Yeah,
PSG day and night. But
nice.
yeah, I support a lot of players as well. I used to be a freak fan where yeah, back in the days when my team would lose, I would cry. Yeah,
Yeah.
when I got to know a few ballers, and I knew that even if they lose a match, they're still getting paid. I was like, oh come on, I'm not praying for that.
I love that.
I don't
How about the
cry.
Premier League? Is there any team in the Premier League that you watch closely as well?
Oh, Chelsea, man. Come on.
Hey!
Come on, man.
That's
Chelsea,
my
Chelsea,
team,
Chelsea.
the Blues. Okay, nice. I love that. Okay, so
Yeah,
closing
can you see me
thoughts.
though? I think the camera went down though.
Yeah, the camera went down. I'm not sure what happened. Hopefully, you come back
Yeah.
on soon. Okay,
Okay,
I
it's
was gonna ask
uploaded.
you, what advice would you give aspiring musicians trying to make their mark in the industry, the up and coming musicians? Is there any advice that you would give them?
Yeah.
From you?
I always yeah. Yeah, I always say there's no science to this. There's no rules to this.
Mhm.
Hard work always pays off, and learning the game is the first thing to do before even going to network or something. You need to
Right.
learn the principle, the rules on how everything goes and how you need to do the basics. Can be the business part, it can be the creative part, it can be
Correct.
even the networking part. This is rule number one. So yeah,
Gotcha.
there's no rules for this. There's no somebody that is bigger or better than. Music is just something that we found then, and we
Nice.
just explore and do fusions with other styles. And I see I even see some people like fighting. Yeah, this genre is ours. This boom 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 boom.
Hmm.
Piano thinking is ours. But when
Hmm.
you go see African heritage, you find out that we always had this similar similar sounds in every
Correct.
country. We always have the similar sounds
Yeah.
that in Nigeria we might call it Bedu. When you go
Hmm.
down south to the Congo, to the Congo kingdom, they will call it Mbonda. They'll call it,
Hmm.
it's there. It's just
Hmm.
used some. It's just used differently. Like
Gotcha.
we just need to get that sound, explore it, and use it differently. Try to sound authentic, knowing
Nice.
the basic rules and not giving up. Just hard work until it
Nice.
will pay.
I love that. I love that. That's very powerful.
Yeah.
And finally, is there anything else you'd like to share with your fans? A message you'd like to leave with your fans or the Agatchu followers in the world?
Yeah, there's a lot of amazing things about to happen, and we started this. We're not done yet. It's just the beginning. So a lot of amazing sounds, features, collabs. Yeah, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. So yeah, we have more and more people jumping on our boat, getting into our train every day.
I
Soon
love
we will
that.
take off. And as soon as we take off, it's to the moon. So
I
yeah,
love that.
I appreciate everybody reaching out. I take my time to respond each and every message on my Instagram, whether it's hello, goodbye. I'll just respond like, "Yo, thank you for reaching out." I love, yeah, I appreciate people discovering my music and coming and reach out to me and tell me, "Yo, I like this, I like this, I like this." We would even talk,
That's fantastic.
for some minutes on my social media. So if there's
Yeah.
anybody out there have something to tell me on how I
Just
have
reach
to
out.
go and how what I have to do and how I have to sound, or if you like my music, don't hesitate to reach out to your boy. I'm ready.
Nice.
Let's get into this. We're all here together.
Lovely. I love that. Well, thank you so much for your time. You've been great. I really hope everyone enjoyed the interview with I Got You. We've been through his background, his musical influences, some of his future plans, and everything else in between. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to the to the Afrobeats All Access Podcast YouTube channel to keep up to date with the latest episodes. And thank you so much for watching. Till next time, take care of yourselves and each other.
Thank
Got
you,
you.
Juan.
Thank you so much, man.
Peace up.
Love,
Peace
brother.
up. All right. Yeah. Love, baby.
Love, bro.
Do me tender. I want kill it for the world. I want
Don't want, they my building. When we shut the door, they want beg me, put down school fees. Some of them go use the money camp.
First night take my heart go. If I ask me, I lose on you. My mister to boy yo. Maybe that. As I get opportunity, why I know woman.